Hello there. We're back again with our next card. This one looks like it is a tribute to I Love Lucy, the very retro looking fonts, a heart, and it's going to have lots of cookies because this is our dedication to nothing's better than cookies today. So this card has a couple of layers. It's got some die cut sentiments from the bundle, and then we're going to stamp and die cut about 10 cookies for this card because, 6 is okay, but 10 would be better, don't you think? So let's get ourselves started. I want to remind you that while this is a red card base and DSP, yours may have a different a color. So colors may vary, but you'll still get the dotted DSP and a coordinating card base. All right, so let's get started with stamping, and then we'll die cut 10 cookies. So I took the cookie outline and then the cookie filler, and I'm going to stamp them on white, a scrap of white cardstock. For the outline, I'm using Early Espresso, and then for the fill, the coloring, I'm just going to use let's see, it's called Crumb Cake. Whoosh, I almost forgot that color. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll make some cookies. If only making chocolate chip cookies were this easy, right? Well, maybe not, because we might be in trouble that way. All right, so here I go. I'm going to just stamp out 10 outlines. And then we'll take the outline, or the inside of the cookie, and we're going to use crumb cake. So this looks like a little Pac-Man. But it's cookie insides. All right, cookie coloring. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to step aside and I'm going to die cut these cookies. All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have die cut out all my little cookies and I'm putting them up there. I decided that while I have my stamps and ink out, I'm going to fill the inside. I thought it was kind of fun looking. Come off of there. We'll use one of our die cut cookies. So one here and then pop up one on top of it like that. I think it's fun because when you stamp it, you notice that there are some cookie crumbs. But when you die cut it, right, it cuts the cookie crumbs off. So I thought that kind of looked cute with the cookie crumbs there, and then we'll pop up one for a little bit of dimension. So we'll do that on the inside of the card when we're ready, all right? So I'm going to set that aside. All right, so we've got our cookies. And let's work on the card front. So this first panel, the one with the sentiments here, this is using, this I have to admit, this is a die cut heart. It was from a die set that I had in my stash. It seemed to be the perfect size. Obviously, Stampin' Up! Has a punch that will make the same size, but this is what I had in my stash for now, so that's what we'll use. Again, I just totally see I Love Lucy. Anyone here an I Love Lucy fan? Oh, I used to love to watch the reruns of that. So let's go ahead, and it's just a matter of gluing down flat these words to this small white panel. So I'm going to move I want to tell you something because I had to die cut the word cookies twice. Don't forget, don't toss the dot on your eye in cookies away after you die cut it, okay? Maybe off the the cutting plate of your Big Shot. Don't just brush all the inside crumbs away because you'll need the dot for the eye. All right, I'm going to push these aside here, and I think it would be a good idea right now to use my Take Your Pick tool, the putty end. It's just easier to pick up and move these little words around, all right? So there are the words. Here's the heart. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to adhere the heart flat to this white panel, or I'll call this our sentiment panel. I am going to pretty much lay it straight, but I'm going to cock it just a little bit there to the left. Then I'm going to get out my adhesive mat and start with the love. So we'll put love upside down, take our wet glue, and just, you know, gently dot it, tap it on there. Got to get it started without going overboard. Oops. Let's see, hopefully you guys can see that. It's not magic. Doesn't take any expertise other than a light hand and getting those little dots of glue behind the letters here, okay? And then I'm going to, I know I am just a tool kind of person, but all right. So let's start with, and I'm gonna kind of totally loosey it there. Love, and then the next word is you. Turn it over, tap, tap, tap with a little bit of glue. Not too much. If you do, just kind of spread it with the tip of your glue bottle and spread it out a little. And then just try to get little dots if you can. Love, you. Tap it down there. Then more. Tap, 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 tap. Get a little glue on here. All right. Let me take a look here. More than cookies. I think we got it. Do I want to? No, I'm going to place it just, I'm going to go straight and just below the heart. There you go. More than. Eek. I love this Tombow glue because it literally dries clear, even if you get it all squinched around on the front of your cardstock. It is okay. I'm gonna make sure I'm lining this up. I'm really bad at straight. More than, I'm lining the word than just below, lining up centered below the word more, and then the last word, cookies. All right, let's finish up this job here. And then we're just gonna, the next step will be placing those die cut cookies onto our card. So that's gonna take a little imagination, so we'll work together on that. Let's see, so here's cookies. Again, just sort of centering it below the other words. All right, and again, don't forget that dot. Here it is, right here, teeny tiny. You can barely see it, it's stuck on my finger. I don't know I'm gonna get any glue on that, but there you go. Oh, there we go, plenty of glue on the dot. Let me see, I'm just gonna, where did it go? Oh, where did it go? It's stuck on the glue bottle. Goodness gracious. Let's gather him off and just dot the I. There we go. All right, let's get that little sticky mat out, which is now static clinged all my cookies to it. Cookie thief. All right, there we go. Okay, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. All right, now let's, while we let that dry up there, which takes nanoseconds, but we're gonna pretend like we're letting it dry up there. Let's put our card front together. So we've got a base, standard base. I really like the top fold there. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I like the smooth side on the outside, if that's an option. On this card it might be. Here is my slightly smaller mat. Use tape runner. Adhere the white mat to my card base first. And remember, it's just a little bit of, boy, these cookies, a little bit of edge, just a little bit, like a hair. It would be approximately a 1/16 inch on each side if you were being very careful. All right, and then the DSP gets cut down to, let's see, I believe it's 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on top here. You can use wet glue or you can use tape runner, whatever your preference is. I think basic paper to paper, it's not going to be, you know, lifted and pulled on. Tape runner is just fine. All right, again, it's just going to be that 1/8 of an inch, so I want to be careful about, or 1/16 of an inch, I should say. Be careful about laying it down. There we go. All right, so super simple. We've got our sentiment already made. One, yes, we still have our one over here. So now we have 9 cookies to play with right now. So I think that we should, let's plan to pop this sentiment up and then put the cookies around. So I think in order to do that, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back here, but I'm not going to put them right along the edge. I'm going to bring it in at least 1/2 inch there and just put the dimensionals right in, more toward the center, not toward the edge, right? So let me get my dimensionals. Again, just like this, I'm going to put them toward the center and not toward the edge so that we can slide our cookies, kind of tuck our cookies underneath our sentiment. Okay. That is, whoops, that is the plan. All right. Set that there. Remove the backings. This guy, he wants to stay. All right. So we've got that there. I like a jaunty angle, so I'll fit under. All right, so like I said, I think I'm going to save these right here, and maybe one right here as pop-ups. You know, I'll pop them up on the panel, and the rest of these cookies I'm going to tuck kind of underneath our panel. So these are pop-ups later, and these are tuck unders. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape runner on here. And so let's see, if we put it like that, I put a little dimensional here. Just like to place it with my finger, see? If it's gonna go here, I know I want my dimensional there, and then a little teensy bit of wet glue, just there we go. So, love you more than cookies. And we've got cookies galore scattered all over our card front. And then we'll just need to finish our inside. So here was the panel that we worked on earlier. Stamped the cookie directly onto the card panel. It's got the cookie crumbs. And now let's pop up this die cut cookie and add it to the interior. Give a little interest on the inside too. Let's see. I like that. What do you think? It's definitely all occasion. This might be a birthday card, a thinking of you card, right? Obviously a love card, because, you know, who doesn't love these beautiful cookies? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to commit, I'm going to put the inside, the interior panel onto the card, or into the card. And you can decide on a sentiment later. I'm sure you have something great in your stash that you could put in there, or again, choose something out of the set there. Whatever you like, there's lots of choices here. You know, I also want to mention, if you maybe don't want to add these cookies to your interior, you'll have a good amount of this, the designer series paper left over. So you could sure trim a strip and use that also if you wanted to on the inside. In fact, you might want to just put a thin strip on the inside, and then you could pop just one cookie up on the strip. That would be kind of cool too. Another option.